Welcome back. Well, 25,689. So we're just about hovering at those one-year highs currently for the Nifty, and the Bank Nifty also doing fantastically well at this point in time. Just want to point out that it's going to be a big day in terms of bank earnings tomorrow. So just watch out for that. We have ICICI Bank, IndusInd Bank, HDFC Bank, Federal, all of them that will be releasing their numbers tomorrow. So Monday will be important in terms of what the cues would be for the Bank Nifty. Ahead of that, the Bank Nifty is going in strong into this big event on the weekend. But on that note, we also need to wrap up on the show. Business Lunch coming up next. Stay tuned.
Stocks are surging with the Nifty at a 52-week high after rising past 25,700 for the first time this year. The Nifty Bank also scales a new peak. FMCG and consumer durables are leading the charge even as IT stocks drag. Infosys and Wipro report better than expected numbers, but muted growth expectations prove to be a disappointment, particularly Infosys not revising up its guidance despite a strong second quarter. Analysts expect Reliance Industries to post a healthy quarter with operating profits growing along with some margin expansion as well. Growth is expected to be led by the O2C segment with Jio and retail also chipping in, but some weakness is likely to be seen in the oil and gas space. Gold and silver continue to scale their dream run with new highs another day. Most analysts now see $5,000 an ounce on the horizon for gold. Silver too is seen scaling to $65 an ounce on a supply crunch. And Bajaj Auto Managing Director Rajiv Bajaj says he was shocked by what unfolded at KTM over the last year due to corporate greed. He hopes for regulatory clearance of the acquisition soon, even as he sees scope to cut KTM's workforce by half. It's a festive atmosphere both in the markets and in our CNBC-TV18 Motilal Oswal studios as well. Good afternoon. You're with us here on Business Lunch. I'm Harmas Vatakia. The markets, well, they seem to have cooled off slightly from the highs of the day. Not to forget that they've been on an absolute tear this week. The Nifty is now back at that 25,700 mark. So around about 70 to 80 points off the highs of the day is where the index is. But absolutely no reason to complain for the bulls. The intraday high on the Nifty today, 25,781. So it's around about an 80-point downtick from the highs of the day. But the real highlight has been the Nifty Bank, and it has been a one-way move in the month of October for the banking index. A new record high in today's session as well, above the mark of 57,800. That too has cooled off slightly from the highs of the day. Remember, almost every single bank that you can think of is going to report results tomorrow. Be it HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, RBL Bank, the list is endless. Name any bank and it's going to be reporting results tomorrow. That's the case with the banking index. And the fact that the Nifty Bank, from the lows that it hit in the month of March, that index has gained 10,000 points. The 47,704 was the low that it made on the 11th of March this year, and since then it has gained around about 10,000 points. So that's the banking index for you. But the index that is sulking today is IT. And quite rightly so, because two of its major constituents, Infosys and Wipro, reported second quarter results. Although the results were better than expectations, Infosys has kept the upper end of its guidance unchanged, and Wipro's margins and revenue were in line with expectations, and as a result of which the stock is now down almost 5.5% at the lowest point of the day is Wipro. Reema is joining in with more details on what the street did not like.
Thanks so much for that. So just to run you through what the brokerage view is on Wipro now. Jefferies is an underperformed call. Target price 220. They say over FY26 to FY28, the EPS CAGR is only going to be 3%. Along with that, a 3% dividend yield makes the risk reward unattractive. Ambit says Wipro is their least preferred pick in large cap IT. They're saying FY26 is going to be the third consecutive year of a revenue decline. They also expect EBIT margin compression of over 100 basis points. And they're saying that the stock right now is penciling in a lot more growth than the company is going to deliver. Nomura, on the other hand, likes the performance. They say it was a beat on all parameters in Q2, which is why they have a buy call. But on the whole, you would say that Wipro's performance in Q2 was largely in line, and the Q3 guidance does point to some improvement. Infosys brokerages are very bullish. So Nomura has a buy call. Jefferies put the target price at 1,700. HSBC also 1,730. But the street is a bit disappointed because the company hasn't raised the upper end of the revenue guidance. So 1 to 3% guidance has become 2 to 3, but the upper end remains the same despite a strong H1. And the guidance basically pencils in no growth in Q3 and Q4. So, is it caution that the company sees, or is the company being conservative? Before now, the street is a bit disappointed.
The street is indeed disappointed. Reema, thank you for that. Let's listen into what the management of Infosys, Wipro and LTIMindtree had to say on the impact of the new H-1B visa rules on their workforce.
Our US workforce, the number of people that require Infosys sponsorship for immigration is a minority. So the majority of the people don't require it from our perspective. Second, we've built a large number of centers and hubs which are focused on digital, on innovation, on technology and AI in the US. We have relationships with universities, we have a training facility there. With all of that in mind, we are clear today that we will work with our clients without any disruption to their services and into the future.
H1B, very limited impact. 80% of our US-based employees are locals. We have been adding about 250 to 300 H1Bs every year. We are very confident that even with the change of the law in the US, it will not impact from a supply side as demand moves up. Near term, long term, we will look at increasing our presence from our delivery centers in the US, look at a campus hiring there. But we are very comfortable and we see minimal impact from an H1B standpoint.
It's a very small number, to be honest. It's in hundreds. This year is about 250, 300 that we had, employees moving on to the H1B. Over the last couple of years, our dependency on H1B has actually reduced. In US, it's about 50% of our employees are on H1B, and the rest of them are on visa independent category. We have a plan in place to strengthen our nearshore delivery. Our local hiring is getting strengthened, and I also see clients talking to us to increase offshore. They're also talking to us, to leverage a good mix of nearshore, on-site, and offshore. So I think the business will settle to its new normal. I don't see any material impact with regard to the H1B topic is concerned.
On to the big earnings announcement of the day. Reliance Industries will come out with numbers later this evening. Sonal is here with what is expected from the Nifty Big Boy.
Well, this time around, strong results expected from Reliance in Q2. Do remember, the stock has been flat in last 1 year, has been a reasonable in terms of valuation as well, 21.7 times FY27 earnings. But let's talk about the earnings. On a sequential basis, revenues are expected to come in at 2.46 lakh crore rupees. EBITDA expected to increase by 4% on a quarter-on-quarter basis to come at 44,511 crore rupees. Margin expansion is expected as well, 18.1% this time around. However, profits are expected to decline 22% on a quarter-on-quarter basis. That's because the base quarter had impact of stake sale in Asian Paints. So they earned around 8,924 crore rupees because of which, and that is something which should be kept in mind while looking at reported profits this time around. What will drive the growth this time? It will be oil to chemicals business, which will do well. Retail business too, because of the GST rate cuts, and also revenue per square feet will see an improvement this time around. However, some weakness will be seen in oil and gas segment. The other part will be Jio's EBITDA. That is likely to surge 16% on a YY basis because of higher ARPU due to tariff hike. And also, if we talk about the retail EBITDA, that's where I said it will see higher growth. 11% on a YY basis is what we are expecting this time. If we go by the trend as well, this time it is expected to see a multi-quarter high EBITDA coming in at 44,500 crore rupees. So watch out for that one. Sequential recovery is what we are expecting from Reliance this time around.
Sequential recovery is what we are expecting. Sonal, thank you for that. Jio will also be reporting its second quarter numbers today. Rima is here with the key expectations. Rima.
Expect a steady showing from Reliance Jio this time, the telecom arm of Reliance Industries. Top-line revenue growth is seen up 2.7% to 31,700 crore rupees. EBITDA margin seen stable at 55.5%. And at the bottom line, the profit number is about 6,925 crore according to the CNBC-TV18 poll. There are two metrics that we track to understand the operational performance and the improvements seen in the quarter. One is pricing and the other one is volume. Pricing is captured by the average revenue per user, seen going up by 1.1% to 211. And the other one is sort of a quasi-volume growth, the subscribers, the number of subscribers who come onto the Jio platform in the quarter gone by, and that's seen inching up by 1.4%. In July and August, we have the TREI data, and the subscriber addition was ahead of peers at 2.5 million. But this time, for the first time ever, Jio's overall subscriber base will cross 500 million customers, and this was told by Mukesh Ambani at the AGM. He also spoke about a Jio IPO, which is planned for the first half of 2026. So the question is, ahead of this planned IPO, will we see a tariff increase? Last tariff increase was more than a year back, and we know any sort of tariff increase by the industry, the companies, is a big driver of profitability.
Rima, thank you for that update. Just before we take that break, the cool-off on the Nifty is continued. The index is now down 100 points from the highs of the day, 25,681 now, exactly 100 points off the highs of the day, which was 25,781. Take a short break. More news on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Now, the Tejas Mk1A fighter jet takes its maiden flight from HAL's Nashik facility. Madhya is now joining in to give us more details of this. Madhya.
A proud moment for Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. We are at HAL's Nashik facility, and what you see behind me is the first jet, the first Mark 1A Tejas light combat aircraft produced in HAL's Nashik facility. The jet took off to the skies in a spectacular aerial showcase. It showcased its capabilities, it showcased its agility, power and cutting-edge technology in an impressive aerial display in the presence of Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, top HAL officials and hundreds of people in the audience. Remember, HAL's producing these jets, the Mark 1A Tejas LCA, at 3 facilities in India, 2 in Bengaluru and 1 in Nashik, and each facility has the capacity to produce 8 such jets every year. Remember, the Indian Air Force is already flying 40 Mark 1 jets, the Mark 1 Tejas jets, and then in 2021 it placed an order for the upgraded version of the Tejas Mark 1, which is Tejas Mark 1A. So in 2021 IAF ordered 83 the upgraded Tejas jets, and then in September 2025 it placed another order for 97 such jets from the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. So the total order book with HAL to hand over Mark 1A Tejas LCAs to the Indian Air Force stands at 180 jets. But HAL is yet to hand over even a single jet to the Indian Air Force. We are in 2025. The first order, which was for 83 LCAs, the deliveries were to start in 2024. But HAL has been struggling with engines. Remember, the important component, the most important component that goes into a jet is the engine, and that is being supplied by GE Aerospace of the United States. Engine delivery has been an issue, and HAL has only received 4 engines so far. So it has 10 jets ready in Bengaluru, 1 jet in Nashik, but only 4 engines, and hence deliveries haven't started yet, and HAL is yet to hand over the first jet to the Indian Air Force.
Madhya, thank you for that update. Now, investment buying has outpaced emotional purchases, signaling a shift in consumer behavior. Manisha Gupta brings in a special report from Zaveri Bazaar on the festive jewelry purchase.
People have got now more frenzy, and it's like catching up. They all want to cash in on the daily basis rise and make quick money. The investment buying is like exorbitant, but the emotional buying is a little down. But the investment buying frenzy is like heightened and enormous, you know.
Mr. Jain, what is your sense? All this buying that is coming in, is it more investment? Is it more institutional based, or do you think it is still retail buying their jewelry?
See, according to this festival, people are coming, seeing they are buying gold, and I think so this is the highest gold sale ever I have seen in my career from last 32 years. People are buying because this is the safest metal. All women want gold. Everyone is investing, buying. They are using in daily use. So people are coming from pan India to see. International buyers have come this year to see the festival. 7.5 kilometers lighting. This is the Asia's biggest festival, we can say. So many people are attracted with red cards, golf cards. So people are coming. They are buying. They are too into. Even if rates are more high, then also people will start buying. They won't stop because gold is that a commodity. India love golds. All Indian will buy gold at whatever price it may be. It is the safest investment and the best investment.
As compared to last year, Mr. Jain, what is your anticipation? Are we looking at a bit of a decline in volumes? And if yes, then how much?
I think so. From last year, my business has grown approx 50% more.
So there's no decline for you?
No, it's not decline.
But are people buying 22 carats, 18 carats? What is it that people are investing in?
People are more buying 22 carats and the investors are buying 24 carats. But major people are buying jewellery. Less investment people are also there, but 22 carat is the most running jewellery. Now, if gold high prices go more high, people are demanding of 18, 14 carat. So I maybe next year 14 carat and 18 carat might be running soon.
Anil, is it about lightweight jewelry or is it still bridals that's working for you?
The more the prices, the quantum will go down. So lightweight and light caratage also will come in the near future. It will be a new norm now. The 22 carat will wane off and 18 will be then setting in, maybe 9, maybe 12. anything 12 carat also might catch up. As the prices are going high, the budget are shrinking. So we'll have to think about the quantum and cater to the customers like that.
Special report from Manisha Gupta from Zaveri Bazaar. Just pull up Sterling and Wilson before we go into that break. The stock has now slumped to the lows of the day after a net loss this quarter compared to a net profit last year. The margins are almost down to zero in this quarter. So that's Sterling and Wilson. Numbers continue to come in thick and fast. Take a short break. More news and updates on the other side. Welcome back, and there are a slew of reports, earnings coming in now. Ujjivan Small Finance Bank on your screen. Net interest income now down 2.4%, almost 2.5%. Asset quality has remained, well, relatively unchanged compared to the previous quarter. That's Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. The stock currently trading little changed, no change in asset quality as well. Pull up Sterling and Wilson. We just addressed it a couple of minutes ago before going into the break. The EBITDA of the company is down 79% on a year-on-year basis. Margins are almost down to zero. And of course, the fact Sapphire Foods also came out with numbers just a few minutes earlier, and that stock too is reacting to those numbers, and that has now moved to the highest point of the day, 1% higher for Sapphire Foods. And Dalmia Bharat came out with numbers a few minutes ago, and EBITDA was up almost 60%, and the stock as well now 3.5% higher for Dalmia Bharat. By the way, the markets too have cooled off from the highs. The Nifty now below the 25,700 mark. So it's a 100-point cool off from the highs of the day. The broader markets are not having a very good day. They did see a bit of a recovery in the start of the session, but that recovery has been sold into very swiftly. The mid-cap index is now down to the lowest point of the day, 350 points lower on the mid-cap index. And we are awaiting numbers from Polycab. We are awaiting numbers from Havells. We are awaiting numbers from Dixon Technologies as well. So keep an eye out on that. Just pull up Eternal before we move on. And the stock was down around about 4% at the start of trade earlier compared to the loss that it saw yesterday as well. The stock is now down 2% in today's session as well. And in response to Eternal's results, Swiggy is now at the lowest point of the day. Swiggy is down almost 5% as we speak. Swiggy yet to announce numbers, but Eternal's numbers are having a bit of a rub-off effect on Swiggy as well. Take a leave on this edition of Business Lunch from me and the team. Thank you for watching. Midcap Radar on the other side, as do our earnings.